Really?
If you don't remember, my name is Jenny Garcia. It is a pleasure to be here today. I really want to talk to you about embracing the now. Okay? One of the things that we cannot change, it's time. It is a gift that cannot be changed. It is a gift that we take for granted. It is a gift that is constantly moving. It's constantly in motion. And the minute that was just a minute ago doesn't exist anymore. One of the other greatest gifts that you guys have is yourself. So I'm going to pass around this, and I want you to, when you look at yourself in the mirror, I want you to really see yourself. And as you do that, you're going to notice that you're not the same, but you will not be the same either. Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you a hope and to give you a future." While I was preparing this, I was thinking, well, what does it mean to embrace? Embrace means to accept, to support, willingly and enthusiastically. To act, the act of holding someone closely in one's arms. And it also means to welcome with open arms. And that's what I want to encourage you to do. We live our lives thinking that what the future will bring. And maybe meditating on how amazing the past times were. We spend many years postponing ourselves to live our life to the fullest. Time flies. We are not the same. We don't look the same. But we still have the gift of living and being alive, breathing. The problems that we find are many, and the excuses and the reasons that we use for postponing and not embracing and enjoying today are many. Many of you are having hard times, are striving, are living paycheck to paycheck. Some of you single moms are striving just to have food on the table. The kids are growing. Time is passing. Some of us are trying to get an education a little later in life, and we're not even thinking of the humongous student loans that we're going to have to face later on. I understand. Or maybe your age. Maybe you're saying, I'm just too old. I just want to take it slow. I don't want to worry. Maybe you have a lot on your plate. Maybe people don't have no idea what you've gone through. There's a lot of problems, and they're real. But there's also a real God. And there's a God who knows everything. There's a God who acts on purpose. There's nothing that is a coincidence in Him. If you're a child of God, rest assured that you are in the palm of His hand. Rest assured that even the little tiny problems or the humongous things that you see as big mountains in front of your road are planned beforehand so you can go through them, so you can face them. Or maybe you're facing health problems, but you also have a God that's a healer. But it doesn't end there. We have to figure out that many of us are putting this burden as wrong expectations. And that's why we don't really live and embrace the now. We're thinking, no, this shouldn't be like that. That's why I'm working so hard so I can achieve this certain level. Or maybe when I have the brand new house, the big house that I want. Or maybe when my kids are old enough, I'll be able to do what I want. Or maybe we're just not being grateful. Maybe we are not being grateful at all. There's so many details, little details in our lives that we take for granted. The hug of someone that loves you, a kind word, a smile, the fact that you still have living relatives. Some of us have had to say goodbye to many. And maybe the other problem is that we are struggling with contentment. The Word of God says that we are to live that we need to learn to live when we are in abundance and when we are lacking. That's like the Apostle Paul used to tell us in Philippians. And we also need to understand that we go to different seasons of life. The mother of young children needs to go to many struggles. Needs to understand that putting a kid to bed and praying along with him by his bed is as powerful as standing in front of a crowd and preaching to the nation. The man who works hard outside and is doing it in an honest way, in a way that is not gonna put shame in the Lord's name, that man needs to be proud of himself. That man needs to know that even though he's working hard and saying no to a lot of proposals that the devil makes, he's doing the right thing. So we need to understand that seasons are different, and we need to embrace what we have today. I want you to tell you something. If you don't embrace what you have right now in this step that you made, and down the road you make 5 more steps without embracing the gifts of daily life, when you look ahead and you look back, you're going to miss a lot of precious gifts from the Lord. And maybe, yes, you do achieve what you wanted, but you would have missed the process, the beauty and the power and the presence of God in the process. So today, I want to encourage you to think about your dreams, to love them and want them, but to understand that there is a time, a perfect time for everything. That you have a God who's in control of time. Today, I want to encourage you to stop worrying of what the future may bring. I want to encourage you to stop idealizing this perfect future, so-called perfect, that will